Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about learning how to be present in your current moment, being fully there right where you are right now, and accepting where you are right now, and being able to take that acceptance on towards better things and to, be better. But you have to learn how to enjoy the process. So this is a topic that, this is something that didn't come easy for me. In the past, I have lost weight. I've told you guys that before, and I've gained it back each and every time. And the reason why, aside from the obvious reason why I gained the weight back, is because I let go of everything that I was doing in order to lose the weight. So I started eating again the way that I used to, brought back my old habits. I became less active, and all the natural things that happen when you're not maintaining your weight. When you gain weight, it's very simple. You're eating above what you're supposed to eat. You're not active, and that's what happens. So your body is getting this fuel that it doesn't need because you're not active enough to burn anything off, and you're also eating more than your body needs, even in a non-active state. So you're going to gain weight. It's that simple. The emotional side of it comes in where people equate their weight. Some people may equate their weight and the way that they look with their happiness, and the two have nothing to do with each other. And I know this from personal experience, because when I was heavy, I'm still heavy, I'm losing weight, but when I was heavier and I had lost weight in the past, I thought I was miserable, actually. There was a certain time I was very happy-go-lucky, and then certain things happened in my life, and then I kind of went into where I wasn't happy with myself on the inside, but I was just pretending on the outside. So when that happened, I started saying to myself things like, I'll be happy when I get to this weight, when I get to this size, or when I look that way. And the entire time that I was losing weight and the process of losing weight, I actually hated myself every step of the way. So I hated looking in the mirror. I hated taking pictures. I was never proud, really, of myself. It would be very momentary. I would get on the scale, realize I lost 80 pounds, realize I lost 100 pounds, and you would think, wow, that's amazing. But I didn't celebrate that. I didn't put enough value in those things. I didn't put enough value into myself, and I wasn't happy, truly happy. Not just happy, like smiling and happy for a moment, but I mean really, truly happy with myself on the inside. Therefore, no matter how I looked on the outside, and no matter how much weight I lost, or what clothes I wore, or what everyone else thought, it didn't matter. I wasn't really happy. So I know that happiness does not come from the way you look on the outside. Happiness does not come from what clothes that you can fit into, or what anyone else thinks of you. If 100 people say that you're beautiful and you look amazing or whatever, if you don't really feel those things, no matter what someone says, it might briefly make you feel good, but if you don't believe those things, it won't make you truly happy. It won't make you feel like those things are true, because you don't believe them. And that was me for a long time. So the biggest difference this time around on my weight loss journey is that I don't hate myself. I don't hate myself. I'm accepting of myself. I've learned this self-acceptance, this self-awareness, this ability to understand my strengths and understand my weaknesses, and understand when I need to take a step back and refocus and stop my own negative thoughts, because I still have negative thoughts. I still have moments where I talk down to myself, or I self-talk, in a way where, it's not healthy, or I just have these moments. We're human, and sometimes the voice that tells us that we can't do something, it does come from ourselves, but that voice needs to be quieted down, because sometimes the voice can get extremely loud. And if you choose to believe that voice, if you choose to believe those negative inner thoughts that tell you you can't do something, or that you should be afraid of something, or that or those thoughts that bring about self-doubt, it's a downward spiral. It's a fast downward spiral. It's negative. It takes you into this black hole, and you feel like you can't get out of it. It sucks, and I wouldn't suggest it to anyone. So if you feel yourself in that negative spiral of talking down to yourself, or having self-doubt or fears or anything like that, check yourself. Honestly, check yourself before things get bad, before you are off, before you're off track, before you get off track, and before you get off all the positive progress that you've made, and before you veer completely off this road that you're on and end up just spiraling downwards and backwards. That's literally what happens. So you go into this negative train of thought, you start doing things that coincide with your negative thoughts, whether that's picking up old habits that were unhealthy, whether that's not being active, or not taking care of yourself, or secluding yourself from your friends and family, and just being angry and sad and miserable. That will isolate you, and that will make you feel like you don't have a place in the world, and you can't do anything, and you feel hopeless. But if you put those thoughts in check, and you realize that every step that you take forward is helping you get to where you need to be. So take the steps forward. It's like all steps forward, even however slow it may be, however painful it may be to be patient. You have to be able to be present right now, in this moment, right here. Understand that you are here for a reason. It took so much work to get here where I am right now. I have to appreciate that. I have to appreciate myself, my body, my abilities that brought me right here to this moment. And yes, looking further down the road, there might be a long road ahead, and there might be, let's say, a lot more weight that I need to lose. Or for you, whatever goal that you have, it might seem like it's far away, but it's not. It really isn't that far away. What is far away, or what will make it far away, is allowing your negative thoughts, and allowing your lack of patience with yourself to create a backward spiral, a backward situation where then you are farther away. You are farther away from your goals. It happened to me. I'm telling you, I'm living proof of someone who took so many steps forward and then took that many steps backwards each and every time. And it didn't get me any happier. It didn't get me any closer to my goals. It didn't make me happier. It didn't make me feel more fulfilled in life or feel accomplished. It made me feel the opposite of all those things. That's why I don't want that for anyone. I don't want that for me, and I don't want it for anyone. If you are going forward in life, I don't care if it takes you 3 times as long as anyone else that you know to get there. Just get there. Believe me, there's something at the other side of that you deserve to see. You deserve to see yourself reach every goal that you have, and you're capable of it. You are capable of getting to everything that you want, everything that brings you joy in your life and makes you happy. You deserve all of those things, and you don't deserve to listen to those negative self talk voices in your head that tell you you can't do something, or tell you that you're not worthy, or you're not able or capable, or any of those things. It's just not true. Those are not true. If you allow yourself to listen to those voices, you have then given in. You've given in. You've become your worst enemy. And the only person, honestly, that could set you back in life is yourself. I'm living proof. I'm living proof of that. You can set yourself back, or you can propel yourself forward. And really, the choice is yours. So if you're overweight and you're thinking that you can't stop eating the way that you're eating, you're wrong. If you think that you can't exercise, or you can't go to a gym, or you can't step outside and walk, you're wrong. You're choosing to not do that. You're choosing to stay unhealthy. You're choosing to stay in that state of mind. And honestly, it's not a good place to be. The great thing about me and the great thing about my experience is that I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been on the other side of the fence where it's unhealthy and unhappy and overweight and miserable. And I'm on this side of the fence now where I'm happy and healthy and not miserable. And they both taught me so much about myself, and they taught me so much about this journey, and so much about self-acceptance and patience and self-love, and being able to comfort yourself and talk to yourself in the times that you're weak and in the times that you need the most love and attention. And that love and attention and caring can 100% come from just you. You don't need anyone in your life to care for you or comfort you or be there for you as much as you need to be there for yourself. So having an excellent support system of family and friends and a great partner in life and all that is wonderful. But if you don't have those things, and if you're not able to have a support system around you, you have to become your own support system. You have to become the person in your life that is your biggest. You have to be your own cheerleader and your own best friend and your own motivator and your own everything. You have to be that person that tells you to stop the nonsense and stop the excuses and stop all the stuff that you're saying to yourself that's making you not want to do the work that it takes to get to where you want to be. All of that is nonsense. All of that is just you delaying your happiness. And why should you? Why should you delay your happiness? Why should you not strive for something better? And to bring me back to the point of you have to be happy where you are, it's extremely important. You cannot hate yourself every step of the way towards being better. Because I'm telling you right now, if you think that you're going to be miserable right now and you're unhappy right now, but you'll be happy when, you'll be happy if you had a relationship. You'll be happy when you lose weight. You'll be happy when you're a size 2. You'll be happy when you have a house. You'll be happy when you have children. No, you won't. You will not be happy or satisfied with any of those things, because happiness does not come from external things. Happiness comes from the inside. And the work that you have to do for your internal happiness might be harder than the actual physical work that it takes to lose weight. I'm not kidding. The relationship that you have to develop with yourself, the self-love, the acceptance, the happiness that you have to develop within yourself takes a lot of work. And it takes a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of really looking at yourself honestly and facing all the things that you haven't faced all these years. And it might bring about emotions. It might bring about tears. It might bring about anger and all the emotions that we as humans feel. It might bring all those to the surface, but you need to feel those things. You need to feel those emotions in order to understand what it is that's been holding you back all your life, or what it is that's not making you happy. Why are you unhappy? Why were you unhappy? Why weren't you able to accept yourself? Why weren't you able to love yourself? Why don't you have the confidence that you need to have? These are very important questions. These are important questions that need to be answered. You have to get to the point, and I'm saying you have to because I truly believe that. You have to get to the point where you love yourself, and you have to get to the point where you accept yourself, so that you can meet yourself exactly where you are right now, so that you're able to get to a better place for yourself. You're able to improve on yourself, and you're able to understand that you cannot compare yourself to anyone else. I don't strive to be anyone. I don't strive to look like anyone else. I don't want anyone else's body. I don't want anyone else's life. And I'm telling you, I mean that 100%. I want my body. I want my body in just a more improved version of myself. So I'm striving to be the healthiest version of myself that's possible. And I love who I am. I love who I am. I love my personality. I love what I stand for. I love that I'm a good person. I love that all the things that I do in my life, I love. I love the way I treat people. I love all of that. And I really love the way I look right now, even though I have weight to lose. And even though I'm not at an ideal weight for my height, my height to body ratio is not right, is not the way it's supposed to be right now, and I'm above the weight that I'm supposed to be, but I still have reached a point where I accept myself right here, right now. It's such a beautiful thing to accept yourself right now where you are. And do I have days where I'm not patient? Of course. I have days like that all the time. I have days where I want to be at my goal weight, and I have days where I want to be in maintenance, at my maintenance phase of my life. But I have to get through this phase of my life in order to get there. And there's no way to bypass this. There's no way to skip over this, because everything that I learned in this process from day one until now has taught me and helped me grow into who I am. And everything that I learned from now until I get to my maintenance phase is going to continue to teach me and continue to push me and continue to make me grow. And not every day is easy. There's no such thing as the perfect day. Not every day is good. Not every day turns out to be what I want it to be. I don't always feel great in my body because I'm sore or I'm tired. There's days where I feel lazy. There's days that I don't want to cook, or I feel bored with my routine and everything. But I know at the end of the day, that's good, bad, or anything, I know that I'm on the right path. And I know that I don't want to be anywhere else or doing anything else other than what I'm doing right now. And that brings me peace. So on the days that I'm bored, on the days that I'm lazy or I don't want to, I push myself. I literally talk myself into it. I have to tell myself that what I'm saying is an excuse and what I'm feeling is just nonsense and I need to move on. So despite feeling sore or tired or lazy, I still show up. And yes, there are days that I rest and I do listen to my body, but I know the difference between being a little sore and being able to still work out and being completely wiped out and really having to rest. And everyone knows that within themselves. If you could push a little harder, if you can strive a little harder. That's the problem with having the window open. I have bugs in here. When you can push harder, when you can strive harder for what you want to strive for, and what you have left in you. So when you make excuses, you're only lying to yourself. When you cheat on your diet, you're only cheating yourself. And all those foods and all that, they taste good in the moment, but really, at the end of the day, it's not pushing me any further than I need to be. If I'm in a toxic relationship, if I'm eating the wrong foods, if I'm not active, if I'm surrounding myself with negativity and people who don't support me in what I'm doing and aren't positive and encouraging, then I am self-destructively ruining my own progress. So everyone that I choose to surround myself with right now is positive, encouraging, and supportive. That is extremely important. Every food that I put into my body is as clean as it could possibly be. Even if it's a snack food that there's sometimes that I crave something crunchy or something whatever, I try to get the cleanest possible snack food that there is on the market. I stay within my whole food plant-based diet. I don't veer off of it. I don't crave anything that I used to eat, like cheese or meat or any of that. I don't want it. I don't want it because I understand the negative side effects that my body has been through because of those foods. It's that simple. I don't want it. And when I'm not active, I feel the difference in my body. So I love working out now. Honestly, I don't even recognize who I am sometimes because I love the foods that I eat now. It's not a chore for me. I love being active, and I'm active a lot. I've so much increased my activity level that it shocks me. And there are days that I work out so much that I'm actually surprised that I still have energy, and I do still have energy, and I thank God for that every day. I don't take anything for granted because I literally could have been on the verge of death, really, at the weight that I was, and the rate I was going. I really would have died very early on, and I would have died from an obesity related illness, and I would have never experienced life for what it was meant to be, for what I was supposed to experience it for. Honestly, thinking back, it makes me extremely emotional because I just wonder, what my life would have been like. I never want to know, but I wonder what it would have been like if I never woke up and if I never wanted better for myself, and not only wanted better for myself, because I always wanted better for myself, but if I never had the courage to just say enough is enough living here in this state, being less than what you can be just because of food and just because of eating whatever you want to eat, or being lazy, or being hopeless and being depressed. Enough. Really enough. And I had enough, and I reached the point where I had accomplished so many things, and then I self-destructively ruined all of that. And all the things that I did to myself, it was all me. I was my worst enemy. If I ever surrounded myself with negative people, I did that. If I was ever in a toxic relationship, I did that. If I ever ate the wrong foods or wasn't active, I did that. I enabled myself in every way possible. I worked, I made my own money, and I spent it however I wished. So if I spent it going out to eat all the time or eating the wrong foods and all that, those were choices that I made, and I accept that. I accept all the choices that I made. And I learned from all the choices that I made. And I'm so happy that I woke up to the real reality and had to face who I am before I died. Before I died in that lifestyle, in that being obese and dying because of obesity. I literally can't imagine it. It's a reality for so many people, and it would have been a reality for me. And I'm just so grateful that it's not a reality for me. And if I died tomorrow, I would know that I died happy and striving for better. And it makes me honestly so sad, because for people that don't, for people that die, because of obesity, or because of their drug problems, or their drinking problems, or their depression, it makes me sad, because there's a better way, and there's hope, and there's hope, there's happiness on the other side of everything that you think doesn't exist. And my prayer for everyone who thinks that they can't do it is that they see that they can. And I'm just very grateful that I saw a different version of myself, and that I'm living this life now, and I don't for 1 second take it for granted. And even when I'm not patient, or I want to see a smaller number on the scale, or when I want to just be done with plus size clothing, or whatever it may be, I have to understand that it took me a long time to get to where I was, and I didn't gain the weight overnight, and I'm not going to lose it overnight. So I am patient in the process, and I am loving the process and learning from the process. That's the only way to get through it, is to learn and grow through it. And you can 100% do it just like I'm doing it. I have so much faith in everyone out there that's striving and working and improving on themselves, because it is the best way to live. It's not the only way to live, but it's the best way to live. And I hope that you all got something out of this message. I'm sorry for being an emotional, wreck sometimes, but it just is what it is. I feel a lot of things now, and I feel more, not filling, I'm not eating my feelings or filling these empty voids with food or negative people or toxic relationships. So there's a lot of space for me to feel my feelings and learn who I am and learn and love who I am. So I do feel these things, and when you go through something, you feel a greater compassion for those who go through it too. And I feel that compassion for anyone who's trying to better themselves, because it does take a lot of work and it's very hard, but it's worth it. It's worth every single step that you have to take to be better and to learn how to be happy with yourself right now, because you're no less than anyone else, and no one out there is better than you, and you can do anything that anyone else does. You just have to believe in yourself. And I hope that you believe in yourself and you learn that your happiness comes from the inside and not from anyone else or anything in the world. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.